What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's filthiest pitches of the day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with the man who throws flames through his eyes, Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
Aroldis Chapman still at it, 15 years after he got into the league. Ninja, yesterday Chapman threw maybe the pitch of the year with this 104.7 mile an hour paint to Machado to Cam. Ninja, I know this had you fired up, and you probably even lost sleep over it. How was your viewing experience?
I did lose sleep over it, Will. We were talking about this off camera. Like, I had a hard time sleeping. This thing fired me up. Aroldis Chapman, he's 36 years old, and he threw back-to-back pitches of 105.1 miles an hour. It was a ball. Okay, I get it. And the next pitch, 104.7, registering 105 on the screen. Absolutely painted. The fastest backwards K in recorded history. And he's 36 years old. When he first hit 105, Paul Skeens was like 8. Now Paul Skeens is his teammate, and Aroldis Chapman is still throwing freaking 105. Absolutely ridiculous. My favorite part of this is after he threw this demon pitch, he does his normal stare down, and then he just starts laughing, and Machado's staring back going like, damn, and has to laugh back because he just saw probably the best pitch of the year and one of the best pitches, at least for a backwards K, of all time. And hat tip to Andy Fletcher behind the plate, who got this call right. You nailed it. You couldn't even see it, and you got this call right. Fantastic work by everybody involved. And just for fun, I paired up Ben Joyce and his 105 versus Aroldis Chapman and his 105. And you can see here, they throw very differently. To me, I've always called Aroldis Chapman the ultimate throwing machine because he just moves amazingly well. He still does. He moves quickly, and he's also amazingly strong. So that combination, along with his flexibility, just leads you to throw this hard for so many years. Ben Joyce, more of a power guy. Like, he is just pure shoving that thing. And he can actually he starts his windup a little later than Chapman here, or actually he's out at a stretch here. But you can see how much more complicated Aroldis Chapman's mechanics are, just in terms of all the things that have to sync up. But when they do, it's just beautiful. Poetry in motion. Now to the rest of the whip around the league. The D-backs beat the Guardians 7-3. Brandon Pfaadt had 6 Ks in 6 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these sweepers and changeups. And I love this 3-pitch sequence. This fastball, sweeper, and changeup. Just absolute filth from Pfaadt. And here's an overlay of that fastball and sweeper from that sequence. You can see that fastball perfectly painted. And why you would take that sweeper is that sweeper starts outside the fastball that ended up being painted, and then hits the brakes, goes, ends up in the zone. Nasty stuff from Pfaadt. Joey Estes had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these sweepers and paintish slider. As the A's broke the White Sox winning streak, 3-2.
It's fun while it lasted.
It ends at 1. Estes faced Davis Martin, who was actually really good with 4 Ks and 6 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits, had these cutters and sliders, just not enough to carry the White Sox over the finish line. Javier Assad had 1 K in 4 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had this painted fastball as the Cubs mauled the Twins 8-2. He faced Joe Ryan, who had 2 Ks in 2 innings, giving up 1 hit, but had to leave the game due to triceps tightness. That kind of sucks for the Twins. He has definitely been one of their aces. Yusei Kikuchi had 8 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs as the Astros flew past the Rangers 6-4. He had these painted fastballs, these changeups, sliders, and curveball. He's been looking really good as an Astro. Luis Heel had 6 Ks in 5 scoreless innings, giving up only 2 hits as the Yankees downed the Angels 5-2. And these fastballs picked up a sword. He had these sliders too, and honestly, I thought his slider took a step back this game. They weren't breaking like they had been, kind of just spinning up there, and really got hitters mostly on the change of velocity versus the movement of these sliders. But he'll figure it out and dial it back in. And still, threw 5 scoreless. I'm going to skip the D-backs and Guardians. The D-backs beat the Guardians 5-3. Eduardo Rodriguez was back. Cookie Carrasco was meh. Volante Biozo had 4 Ks in 5 2/3 scoreless innings as the Marlins swam past the Reds 6-4. He had these fastballs and cutters. Faced Andrew Abbott, who had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 6 runs, including 3 home runs, so they don't count, and had this fastball at the knees and these changeups. Michael King had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs as the Padres topped the Pirates 9-8. He had these changeups. He faced Marco Gonzalez, who had 3 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs, and had this curveball. Blake Snell wasn't quite as good as his last outing, but still had 8 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs as the Giants stomped the Nationals 7-4. He had these heaters and dirty curveballs. He faced Jake Irvin, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 5 runs, and had this curveball. Hasn't quite been as good in the second half. Bowden Francis had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, had these sliders and splitters. And he's really good, but still the Orioles picked the Jays 7-3 behind Trevor Rogers, who had 2 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 earned runs, and had this changeup. Chris Sale had 10 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. He had these fastballs, including this painted fastball, and a bunch of sliders, including his back foot slider, and picked up some swords. Here's a home plate view of his slider, and you can see how nasty that is. And then he had this slider that was somehow hit for a hit. I've been watching Chris Sale for forever. This is a freaking great pitch. I usually know out of hand if this is going to be a swinging strike, and I was damn sure it was. And instead, somehow, ball was a hit.
When you're facing Sale, sometimes you just got to close your eyes and throw the bat out there and just try and get some wood on it.
Honestly, dude, did this start help or hurt Chris Sale's Cy Young odds?
I think it just kind of kept him in the same spot, and the numbers seem to reflect that as he's plus 115 and Wheeler is at plus 200 and Skeen's at plus 220.
That's kind of what I thought. I mean, not his best effort in terms of run prevention, but 10 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, looking nasty, and every start shortens the season by a start, giving everybody else a tougher chance to catch up. He's in the driver's seat. He faced Freddie Peralta, who had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 4 runs, helping the Brewers to hop past the Braves 8-5. He had these fastballs up to 98 and his slider. In the nightcap, the Angels beat the Yankees 8-2. I'm going to kind of skip this. Carson Fulmer pitched pretty well, giving up 2 runs in 4 innings. Will Warren didn't pitch quite as well and gave up 8 runs. The Phillies beat the Dodgers 9-4. Tyler Phillips versus Gavin Stone. Neither looked amazing. We'll skip this one too.
Schwarber had 3 bombs and 7 RBI.
See, that's why I wanted to skip it. Eric Fetty had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run. Yeah, baby. As the Cardinals down the Rays 5-2, and these two-seamers, sweepers, and cutters. He faced Taj Bradley, who honestly wasn't very good yesterday, with 3 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs, and had this cutter and splitter, just not very sharp. Cole Reagans was okay yesterday with 7 strikeouts and 6 1/3 innings, giving up 4 runs, but only 1 was earned. As the Royals doubled up on the Red Sox 8-4, he had these cutters, sliders, changeups, picked up a sword. He faced Cutter Crawford, who had 3 strikeouts and 3 2/3 innings, giving up 6 runs, had this cutter for a sword and this sweeper.
His ERA is now over 4 after he had a hot start.
I was going to touch on that. Yeah, like he really didn't keep that pace that he started. Paul Blackburn had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 1 earned run. He had these cutters and absolutely got fired up here as the Mets summited the Rockies 5-3. Thought Blackburn looked good. The Tigers sunk the Mariners 6-2. Tarik Skubal had 9 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs. He had these overpowering fastballs, these wicked sliders, and these filthy changeups. He had 21 swings and misses in this game to lead the day in swings and misses. And then he had this 100-mile-an-hour fastball that was hit for a line drive comebacker at him that he, for some reason, tried to catch barehanded. Tarik, baby, Bubby, what the are you doing here? This is your fucking Cy Young hand. Never do this again. I watched this. It was like my life flashed before my eyes in slow motion. You cannot do this, dude. You have an obligation to win the Cy Young this year. I don't care how much you wanted to make a Sports Center catch with your bare hand or how much instincts there are. Never do this again. Go to your room. Will, did this start help or hurt Tarik Skubal's Cy Young Award chances?
He's now run away with it, Ninja. He's at minus 330. Next is Burns at plus 300.
He faced Commander George Kirby, who had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these fastballs, picked up a sword, a splitter, and slider. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Jason Foley had this nasty slider. Clay Holmes had these filthy sweepers. Michael Kopech had this overpowering 100-mile-an-hour heater that was still 5 miles an hour slower than Aroldis Chapman. And Justin Martinez had this splitter and 100-mile-an-hour fastball. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, I have Ryan Helsley for his 101-mile-an-hour fastball and a White Castle special to boot. At number 4, Lucas Erceg for this 100-mile-an-hour two-seamer with 15 inches of run. At number 3, Chris Sale and his filthy sliders. Number 2, Tarik Skubal for his changeups and sliders. And at number 1, the man who has found the fountain of youth, the ultimate throwing machine, Aroldis freaking Chapman for his 105.1 and 104.7 mile an hour fastballs. I salute you, Aroldis. And now my pitching ninja moment of Zen. I love this with Chipper describing this play back when he was playing left field. He really hated playing left field.
This was me at...
That's a penalty, by the way.
That's so great. My favorite part is how you just throw it to him. You're like, what?
Watch my right foot get caught in my left shoelace.
I will tell you this, though, Chip. Look at that was a great toss to Andrew right there.
I used to watch. So it gets caught right there.
That's the best angle. Can we get that angle again? Because it looks like he knocked him over. See, right here.
It's right foot, left shoelace, extend with the... Oh.
My picks of the day today, I'm going to start out with Shane Boz for 5 Ks or more, then take Brian Wu for 6 Ks or more, and top it off with Hunter Green for 7 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?